a stega.
Wow.
Actually, I think about 10,000 Days a lot because not the album, but the number.
Yeah.
Okay. How many years is that?
Here's what it made me realize. Here's what that album title made me realize. 10,000 Days is about 30 years.
Okay.
That means your lifetime, if you're lucky, is about 30,000 days, right? Now, imagine you're the most social human being on the planet, and you meet one new person and get to know them every day of your life, from birth to death.
That'd be 90,000 people.
You're not even approaching 1/100,000th of the world population. You would have to live something like 100,000
So you want to meet
lifetimes.
everyone?
Wait, no, it's 30,000, not 90, right?
30,000
A year.
Sorry, did I say 90?
Yeah,
30,000.
yeah.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
30,000.
30,000.
Gotcha.
I said 90. I
30,000.
messed up.
30,000.
I mean, it doesn't
You would
really
meet
matter.
30,000 people. You would have to live like 100,000 lifetimes.
But what about the
Yeah.
Buddhist?
To meet every person
What about
on
the
Earth.
Buddhist teaching? What about the Buddhist teaching that you live everyone's life until you become an enlightened one?
I like that idea. I mean, I like what it's saying,
Oh, it's like the egg.
but it's
The
just
egg.
an idea.
Exactly right. The egg.
Well,
I like that shit.
don't you also feel like as you get older, there's like 10 different kinds of people.
Yeah, like 20, I would say.
Yeah, like there's not that many.
Maybe like 50.
I feel like at this age
think
you
it's more
can
than 10,
you
but
can meet someone and
I think
like
it's more
pretty
than
much.
10.
Oh, I peg them
Get it figured out.
immediately.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
peg them
yeah.
immediately.
We're
Like-
not all
okay,
that
hold on.
different.
No.
I think you could peg some interests immediately. Like,
No,
I've gotten
same
better
exact-
at that too.
same
Like,
exact
you
human
spot
being.
someone's rug,
Nope.
and you're like,
Same
that guy likes
human being.
psychedelics. That guy likes meditation. Just because I saw your rug.
See,
But you're not
I
as
know that about you.
judgmental as Dustin and I.
I
Like,
think
you-
you're being more nuanced about what you're seeing
what-
in people, and I'm saying broad
same
personality
exact human
wise.
being.
you don't believe in the possibility of being surprised by that
No.
person.
No.
You think every one of your preconceptions,
Yeah,
like literally
definitely.
the first second
Yeah.
preconceptions
Yeah.
will be
Yeah.
only confirmed.
Always.
From
I mean,
that
like
point on.
80%.
It's
yeah.
never gone the other way for me.
Yeah.
Ever.
Never gone the other
No,
way for you.
uh-uh.
Have
How
you
many
gotten to know
unique people are you
deeply?
meeting on a daily
Yeah.
basis?
Everyone I've
I'm
met,
not.
everyone that I've
But-
met that I've judged and then dug in deeper, same exact as I judged. I'm not even exaggerating.
That's so sad.
I'm not
Like
saying it's sad or happy. I'm just saying.
It's just a fact.
I keep
man.
myself running off the belief
Uh-huh.
that there's a surprise left in people.
No.
How do you live?
That's a
without-
magical world
How
to
do
live
you
in.
live without that possibility?
It's just
How do you live without that possibility?
it's just the world I live in. It has nothing to do with
But don't you think it's a problem of the people we're exposed to?
Sure, yes. Every once in a while an ecstatic, what I would call an ecstatic comes along.
Yes,
But that's
the
like
one in
twice a
1,000,
year.
one in 10,000,
Yeah,
one
but
in 100,000.
99 out of 100 people I meet, I get it. I know where to put them,
All right.
and we
Okay.
just keep on moving.
This is interesting because
I just put them right in that
I
pocket
so
that they
agree,
belong
dude.
in.
I agree that most of my interactions are the same
Bro.
bullshit. However,
I know that.
I maintain that those people are acting just like you're acting. We're all acting. We all have to function and we all have to act.
No. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you
No.
I
sharing
think you
your
can see through that.
Rare 1 in 100,000. How do you see through
What
that?
what is he
do
sharing?
that?
Like what weird? Like how deep is he really?
like I
I
know
don't
how
know.
to.
I
Whenever
mean,
I
I know him as him. but I don't know anyone else exactly like
okay,
him.
but
That's the
you've
thing.
seen him like interact with a clerk or like someone you guys both don't know. Like at a store. And is there anything that he's like hiding in that interaction?
no, I just know where to put them.
It's
I'm like,
the
I'm
same.
like, but I'm very wise with humans.
I feel like you can
are.
almost
I
tell.
don't doubt that.
You can
But-
almost tell a personality too by the way a person acts.
Oh,
like what you're talking about.
I'm an algorithm. Like when I meet people, it goes into my Rolodex of algorithm, and I know exactly the words to say so that they leave me alone, do the service, and keep it moving. I know that
Even-
seems like a pessimistic whatever.
That doesn't mean you know them 100%.
I do.
Just because you know them
100%.
enough to
100%,
manipulate
bro.
them. So this,
No.
this is a big difference. You know enough about them
yeah.
that you know their basic personality type. Like
Right.
this person will be shut down by this kind of comment. but that doesn't mean you know them.
Oh, I know them, bro.
That doesn't mean you,
down to the nuances.
That just means you've learned a few of their basic strings.
Yeah, I
But
think
you
he's
haven't
right
learned
on that.
them. You haven't learned. Like,
Okay, they might.
But I don't
They
think
might
there's-
watch a TV show that may be surprising to me. Oh, you like
Right.
Law and Order? Oh, you struck me as a fucking
Yeah.
SVU person. But like by and large,
Those are nuanced
Like,
yeah.
values that
Like obviously, I don't.
really-
I don't meet someone and I know them from top to bottom. Oh, you're a
Okay.
Cancer that was born in
Wait, hold
Wyoming. Blah blah blah.
Hold on.
But like, I know them enough where like.
here's the problem, dude. I think what you define as knowing someone
Yeah.
is identifying a few basic manipulative strings you could pull. Like
Yeah.
if I can push this button and they react this way, I know you. That's what you're defining as knowing a person.
Sure.
But you're not including their history or what they know or their wisdom.
But,
Right.
Which
dude.
is weird.
No, that doesn't matter. Those things
Both
are
of you
like
guys are weird.
those things are so universal. Everyone has those things.
Right. Right.
To like varying degrees.
Right.
To varying exactly.
Right.
Those are nuanced.
Some people will
things.
know.
It's
a lot
unimportant.
more. Well, okay, but it's all
I'm-
in nuance. It's
I'm-
all in nuance.
yeah.
Then. All right, then it's all in nuance.
But I'm friends with you guys, right? So like I'm interested in your nuances. I don't have to be friends with everybody on the planet. They all have little things that I could get to know and like, untangle. I don't want to be friends with everyone on the planet.
If that's the case, then I want to know from both of you guys, what is so important about those first few details that define the personality type? Why is that so important?
I think it's like what he's saying about fitting someone into a category. Like there's a category of person that we enjoy spending time with. So like if you don't fall into that box,
like sometimes I'll meet somebody and be like, oh, there's something curious about you. There's like, oh, I don't quite see where you fit. But that's like 1 out of every like 2,000, I would say.
What you described is exactly how I think of the entire psychedelic / electronic music festival community.
This is such a stretch. What is this stretch? You got to go way deep into this.
Is the personality type. The I can't put my finger on you
yeah.
type.
Oh.
But
Hold on. No. Let's stay on that. So you have like an infatuation.
infatuation.
I did a movie with this guy. I was a mobster, and he was like a mid-40s guy that was in the movie, and he couldn't say infatuated, and he kept saying infatuated. And we had to take like 50 takes for him to say infatuated.
You see, kid, as a child, Triple D here was infatuated with the body's psychological tolerance for pain.
Well, what the fucking do? Don't still will have your head. You're all dead men.
was that one of the curious people you met?
Yeah, he was awesome.
Was that the guy I saw on the podcast?
No.
No.
What was
I
Aaron's
saw
line
this
with the
podcast
cookies?
where you guys had this guy that sang a song and
That was Aaron, the black guy?
yeah. You guys were like, oh, he's a treasure trove.
With a little P
Oh!
and some harmony.
Yeah. But okay, back to your infatuation
That
with
guy is the best. I miss Aaron.
Aaron's the best. Back to your infatuation with EDM people. What is it
Not
about
EDM
them?
people, but okay, yeah, not EDM people. That's a different scene.
Okay.
More like
Who are you infatuated
Burning
with?
Man-ish, or like underground festival-ish.
You know what it is, bro? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I am infatuated with that.
Oh, man.
I am infatuated with that.
Okay, I'm
'Cause
gonna
it
be-
makes
I'm gonna
me
be
think-
mean. I'm gonna
it
be
makes me
mean.
think there's more.
I'm
right?
gonna
It
be
makes me
mean.
think
I'm gonna
there's-
be mean. I'm gonna be mean.
I'm gonna follow up with more me.
Yes. You haven't been exposed to enough of those people where
to learn their bullshit or something like that.
exactly where you still think there's some nuance or
Yeah.
majesty to them.
Yes,
But-
I'm holding on to that.
But once
Ideal.
you immerse yourself in that community, you might become less.
Just jaded and like there's nothing to this.
And I'm not saying don't follow that path. You know what I mean? Like
I
I
suspect that this will happen, but I'm holding out hope.
go. I mean, if what's calling you is a more hippie-ish lifestyle, go by all means. I love it. Go do yoga.
Aren't those people?
Go do yoga, bro.
Aren't those people more like? You could almost define all of them as not wanting to be fit into a box, which is kind of a box in itself, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like that episode of South Park. Or like the emos are like the most.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys this.
Go ahead.
Do you think that there exists such a thing as a truly enlightened human, which is a human, I think we've talked about some form of this before, a person that's truly recognized their lack of a self?
No.
Yeah.
No way.
I do think
You don't
those
think so?
I think it's on a spectrum. I do think there's those types of people, but
Like a complete lack of ego?
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think what you're into matters on that. Like, it doesn't matter if you're into yoga, tech, finance.
I
like
agree. I agree with that. You can't represent it through. It's all going to be just an act if you're representing it through some.
Like, I think there's
personality
like
in some festival.
there's monks, if you will. Monks used very loosely in the finance world. Monks used in the music world, in the yoga world, in the microbrew world, in the tech world.
That's
what have
that's
you.
possible.
Are you saying like if it exists, it's like 10 guys on a mountain that we've never heard of and will never?
No, not at all. I think you could meet a millionaire guy that looks like a complete douche, but you talk to him and you're like, wow, this guy's like actually really grounded and like it doesn't fit a mold. I this is just my theory. I could be totally wrong. But
Okay.
Because we've all met the fake spiritual person.
Yes.
Where
Yeah,
like
it's a
you're
huge thing.
posing as spiritual, but like, holy shit. Like,
It's just another form.
Yeah.
Of
yeah, like you don't
strong
have
egos,
anything
right? Yeah.
like figured out. Like you're a mess. You know what I
At a
mean?
certain point, it almost seems more selfish. Like it seems
Yeah.
selfish in itself.
Yeah,
where it's
like to a certain extent, like I respect someone that goes after money more than someone that goes after
Right.
enlighten. To a certain extent, you know what I mean? Like
'Cause
if you have your ego wrapped up
if-
in this versus money, it's like
if you're
whatever.
making a big deal of like how
Yeah.
selfless you are and how enlightened
Yeah.
you are,
right.
then you're actually, and you're not, and you're full of shit, then you're worse than the person that's like, yeah, I have a self.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pursue it. Yeah.
Yeah,
in a
making
way,
money.
The spiritual person, the fake spiritual person, is sort of the worst.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Like a lot of the best people I've met would be people from the outside you'd look at and be like, that guy's a fucking douchebag. Like he carries himself like a douchebag, he looks like a douchebag, he's dressed like a douchebag, but then you get to know him and it's like a super selfless person that's like not superficial at all. And then some of the worst people I've met have nose piercings and do ayahuasca. So I think there's people on both sides of the spectrum. I don't know.
Whew. Well, what then is the point of it all? You know,
You gotta
I
get to
have
know
to believe-
people.
that there's something to be discovered in people. Like I have to believe that.
Of course, I'm not disregarding that, but I also think it's okay to immediately meet somebody and judge them based
Yeah.
off experience.
I agree.
Of course. I mean, yeah, that's happening. Unfortunately, it's happening to you too, right? They're judging you.
I don't
you're
care.
Judging them.
You
It's
don't-
happening
yeah.
both ways.
Yeah, it's fine.
But you somehow have to. I mean, is it going to stop there?
It sounds like you're like on a
Is it going to
quest.
stop there?
Can I make a judgment about you?
Please.
It
Please.
sounds like you're
You
on
don't
a.
need his permission.
It sounds like you're on a quest. Like it sounds like a priority or a quest of yours is to like meet a certain type of person lately. Is that like what you're after?
I think this has been my quest my whole life. It might be a stupid quest.
I-
but
it
it's a
sou-
quest.
It's almost like you want it to remain unfulfilled because that is like what provides like that thing in life that's like, oh, there's something.
You need to go to
unknown.
Costa Rica for a few months. You need to take a quest. You need to travel.
I did 6 years ago now. It answered something, but not everything.
No.
Maybe it created more questions than it answered, to be honest.
I thought Costa Rica had really cool, grounded people. A lot of expats there that were like really grounded.
Yeah.
Like a lot of American people there that were like into yoga and like into like grounded lifestyle that seemed very authentic to me.
Yeah.
I wrote this lyric once that was
wait.
the words that I use tell you who I am. It's a part of like those quick judgments. And like, you know, most of the time we're stumbling over our words when we're like in a new interaction with someone. or I am.
The words that I use tell me who I am.
Yeah.
Tell you who I am.
That's good.
That's funny how that works, right?
Yeah.
Because with some people, it feels like the language flows freely, and
Right.
with others, I'm stumbling over my words, and I don't even know what's causing the difference sometimes.
It's almost
But
like
it can go either way.
yeah, it's almost like you're self-conscious because you can tell they communicate differently
Yes.
than you do,
Yeah,
and
then
so
you
you're
start
like trying to
stumbling.
recalibrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to.
There's
that's
been,
probably exactly what it is.
One of
Yeah.
my revelations the past couple of years was there's been a couple people in my life, I would like almost call them mentors, that like I really looked up to, but every time I hung out with them I was like uncomfortable. Like I couldn't quite communicate the way I wanted to communicate, like the words wouldn't flow out quite right. And then it just got to a point where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I care about what this person thinks, and why do I feel uncomfortable with this person so much? Even though I respect them, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I just kind of cut them out of my life.
Did you ever figure out like what was the cause?
Once I took a step back, I realized that both the people were like really narcissistic. Like, once I took a step back, I realized like how selfish and narcissistic those people were.
Uh-huh.
And I think that was part of it.
Is it do you see any connection to the fact that there's like a through line of your mentors being narcissistic?
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
I mean, I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Dude, this is another thing about this age is
really
realizing
cut deep.
all the shit in your past that made you who you are today.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's
Such
been
a
a
good
huge,
point.
huge thing lately. Like we're so fucking shaped by uncontrolled like things that we had no control
Yeah.
over in the past, and it shaped so much of my personality.
Yeah. That's kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think about, like, this is maybe too optimistic, but the fact that we grew up in a cold climate place and, like, what that's done for us. Like, you never know how little things like that will do to your personality and your, like, disposition. You
Yeah,
know?
we're better than other people.
I didn't want to say it, but
And more humble.
yeah, especially that part.
Yeah. We were talking about this earlier when you were like you were receptive to negative criticism. And I was like, yeah, I think I actually am. What does that say about like my life in general
Right.
that I've like it must be that every relationship or like advice I've ever gotten is also from negative feedback.
Yeah.
Like
I was telling Dustin how he, like, responds really well to negative feedback. Like, Dustin's easy because all I have to do is, like, be like, bro, you suck at guitar. And then he just gets better at guitar. Like, he's very kind of easy to, like, manipulate, if you will. And then he was like, what does that say about me? That that's all it takes.
yeah, so if you want to start a band, Anton, let me know.
Well, let's make a song to close this out, I guess.